Hi there. What I want to talk about today is some of the technology that eCycle Environmental and Rosie the Recycler embrace to not only help us be a better company, a better service, but also help our customers understand exactly what type of material and what they're dealing with in certain situations. What I have here is what we call a Niton analyzer. It's made by a company called Thermo Scientific, which is just blatantly on the cutting edge of some of the coolest technology in the world. We are lucky enough to have a couple of these Niton analyzers. And basically what it is, I'll open up the case here, is a tool that we use to examine metal, all kinds of metal. You have to understand that, especially in the commercial side of things, we come across large quantities of metal from varying different industries, from the aviation industry to machining to industrial. It goes on and on and on, and they all have different types of materials. And it's basic. We all know about, copper, steel, gold, and all of that. But you still want to make sure exactly what you're dealing with. And then metal can get very confusing when it gets into alloys, which is a mixture of metals. It's very difficult. So you need technology on your side to help you with that. So one of the tools that we use is this Niton analyzer. And it basically kind of looks like a gun when it really comes down to it. This is the unit. It's a good size unit. It's a very expensive unit. This particular tool here costs about $30,000, and we're lucky to have been able to acquire one. Whenever I use this gun, I want to wear this wristband because I definitely don't want to drop this tool. But we use this gun in the field all the time, and basically what the technology here is in this upper portion of the unit, to where it comes out of this hole right here, is an X-ray device, an X-ray unit, just like when you would go to the doctor to get an X-ray. And here we have a screen. I actually don't have the unit on right now, but it would have a reading out for us here with some buttons and whatnot. And it has a trigger, like that, just like a gun would have a trigger. And what I have here is actually a piece of copper ore. We do a lot of ore for different organizations. This is directly out of the earth. This is copper. We have a lot of fun with this stuff. And it has some good weight to it, but from looking at it, I have a pretty good idea it's copper, but I want to verify it before I do any type of transaction with somebody. So I'm going to take this gun, or this copper ore, excuse me, and I'm going to place the gun on it. Now, when I do that and I pull this trigger, I'm going to read it for about 3 seconds. And what the gun has just done is taken an X-ray of the surface of this material. And it's going to give me a reading here of what exactly is inside of that. Now, it can get pretty complex. I'm going to show you something here that we'll probably all remember from school. But does that look familiar? Okay, it's all the different metal contents and what their scientific letterings are. So you learn a lot of things fairly quickly, like gold is AU and whatnot. And that's what we do when we are trying to figure out exactly what a metal is. Now, there is a service that we offer at eCycle Environmental and also Rosie the Recycler, which is fairly unique, where we'll actually go out and value gold for people, not only in their businesses but also in their homes. And I have another device that we use for that as well. Little table here. Let me just get these legs out. And the reason we want to use this particular device is that this gun is actually taking an X-ray. So I would be somewhat foolish, or any of the operators would be somewhat foolish, and we train extensively on how to operate this gun so nobody is getting radiated when we take the X-ray of the material. But it is an X-ray that is happening. Very low level, but obviously we want to be safe. So this is a little stand that we have. And the reason we have this is that there are certain materials. It might not just be a big chunk of metal we're looking at. It might not even be a piece of ore this big. It could be a dust or a sand or a sludge almost that we have to value to find out what the content is, what is exactly in them. So that's really hard to do. I don't want to be taking little pieces of sand and then holding it and then completely radiating my hand. That wouldn't make any sense. So when it comes to certain pieces that are smaller and we need a little bit better grasp of shooting it so we don't put ourselves in danger, we use this little tripod here. What I'm going to do right now is lock the gun into it. So now you can see that the gun is locked inside of the tripod. This is a very heavy unit here. It's encased in lead, and I could take this piece, but let's say I have a couple grains of something right here, drop it in there, close it, and then radiate the piece here and get the idea completely safely of what I'm working with. When I'm done with that, I obviously take it all apart. I know exactly what type of material I'm working with. If I want to take it a step further, we can actually smelt the material down and do an assay on it. But for right now, that's probably going to give us a pretty good understanding of what we're dealing with and what we're willing to do with it. So once again, just another tool in the arsenal at eCycle Environmental that not only helps us, but helps all of our customers as well.